Hola, hola a mis estudiantes de SPAN 3, Español nivel 3. Ahora, yo sé que ustedes, muchos de ustedes, son mis estudiantes de SPAN 1 o SPAN 2 y otros son completamente nuevos. Bienvenidos a Español 3 con profesora Julia. Profesora Julia. Claro. Hola. Entonces, ustedes ya vieron, pretérito, vieron el video que explica cómo vamos a enseñar en este mundo electrónico, cómo vamos a enseñar usando el internet, clases que no son presenciales. So, hopefully you watched the video on what to expect this semester when we're 100% online. I want to say a big hello to my students who were in my SPAN 1 or maybe in my SPAN 2. Welcome back. I wish we were presenciales. I wish we were together in a classroom like we used to be, but this is the reality. We're trying to keep everybody safe, and so we're going to be 100% online this semester. Now, what do we have prepared for you this semester? For those of you who don't know me, who are new, please, when you get into small groups and I get better at putting you in groups, ask the students who've had class with me before to be completely honest, and they can tell you the good things and the bad things about what it's like to be in my class. I'm trying to do these videos as naturally as possible, so they're not scripted, and sometimes they're a bit chaotic because, well, when I'm in class, I move around a lot. Soy un poco dinámica y mis estudiantes saben que yo soy especial. Entonces, what you might notice if you did take SPAN 2 with me last semester, you'll be wondering why you're buying the same book. I know. Please don't feel ripped off. If you're honest with yourselves, you'll know that there's a big section and there are a lot of pages that we never even touched upon last semester. However, the whole goal of SPAN 3 is to repetir, repasar, and strengthen. I also noticed that with all the craziness with COVID hitting March 13th and us having to leave class, that in some cases, we didn't get the review that we needed for certain things. We did really well, and I was blown away by your projects at the end of the semester and by how much you invested and came to class. Y esto para mí fue fantástico. It was wonderful. However, I want to make sure you understand that the reason I'm getting you to purchase this book again, and yes, I changed the color of the cover just so you can tell it apart. The reason is so that you have a fresh take and we can check what your memory's like. So I'll assign sometimes pages that you already did last year, but just do them and see if you memorized, see what you've retained. Because the goal of SPAN 3 is that information should be on the tip of your tongue. It should be on, really easy to access. It should be in your RAM. And then we'll review things I noticed you were struggling with. I noticed los verbos reflexivos, reflexive verbs. Remember, like me llamo Julia, yo me llamo. You were having a hard time with the reflexive verbs. So we will review those for sure. We're going to review the present tense. We're going to review the past, but not just el pretérito. Of course, we're going to look at the pretérito again because el pretérito está lleno. Ay, qué bonito, ¿no? Oh, qué limpio. El pretérito estoy limpiando. Muy bien. Presente progresivo. There's just so much for us to review. And then we'll add, okay? In SPAN 3, don't worry, you're not getting ripped off. We will learn new things. But first we have to make sure you know the basics. And the basics, you might think, we've already seen the days of the week, we've seen the months, we've seen the colors. Sí, pero ahora vamos a añadir. If you already know rojo, naranja, blanco, verde, maybe we add vermellón, maybe we add celeste. The idea is that you know the basics and we build on those basics. In order to be sólidos, con una base muy sólida, tienen que conocer el presente del indicativo muy bien. Después del presente y de todos los irregulares en el presente, we'll work more on movement verbs so that you understand vengo, salgo, voy a. The simple future. I'll teach you a way to cheat to do a simple past. We'll make sure you know how to narrate in the past. This is a big part of Span 3. Narrar en el pasado. That implicates not just knowing pretérito, which is the one we focused on at the end of last semester, and knowing all those irregulars, but then we're going to add el imperfecto, el pretérito perfecto. We're also going to work with a whole bunch of other little grammatical things that we didn't have a chance to look at. So, you will still need to have this book. I highly recommend you spend the $17 to get a fresh copy so that you can fill in those activities. Again, because I'm sure over the summer you've forgotten some stuff, and that's why I wanted to focus on creating new material for you instead of trying to write a Span 3 book this summer. So I'm just trying, as usual, to be as honest as I can with my students, and then you guys can give me your honest feedback. And I don't know, I hope we have a wonderful semester exploring all sorts of different things. And sometimes I'll ask you, hey, what do you guys want to talk about this week? So that we can have fresh topics and have some fun and learn some culture. Cultura. Span 3. Woohoo! Muy bien. Adiós.